Hi, this is Derek Karamian with Krystle Properties. Today we're going to talk about something that I'm sure you don't want to talk about, and that's evictions. So if you're at the point of where you're looking at evictions, that means something's gone completely wrong. We've just gone through a long period where we had the COVID Tenant Relief Act, or the CTRA, which has heavily affected what we can and can't do as landlords as far as getting tenants, residents out of properties. We've all been stuck with just cause issues where even non-payment's been a very, 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 very difficult thing to be able to get somebody out of a property for. We are just about past the last of the CTRA restrictions. That being said, a lot of people are still governed by the Tenant Protections Act of 2019. This is a law that went into effect at the beginning of 2020. There's not a lot of experience that many people have with that yet because CTRA went into effect pretty shortly after that happened. That was in September, and from mid-March through September, the eviction courts were closed. Are essentially most of your multi-unit properties. There's a couple of exceptions, duplexes if the owner lives in one half, or room rentals. You're renting 2 rooms or less. Even some ADUs might count if the. Again, always chat with an attorney. If you've never heard of the Tenant Protections Act, that means you probably don't have the correct disclosures issued to your residents, your tenants. So really important if you are at the point of where you are looking at an eviction that you do have a tenant landlord attorney look at your paperwork that you discuss with them. Unfortunately, you are going to pay money for this. This is not a free service, but worst thing you could do is pay court costs, think that you have a slam dunk case, but this being 2022, there's not really any slam dunk cases here. So I'm going to reiterate, talk to a tenant landlord attorney before you do anything. Tenant Protections Act, again, for the most part, it's going to apply to most multi-units, and you are going to have just cause laws with that. Same thing that governed all properties in California during the CTRA period. And just cause, there's a couple of main things that you are going to evict based off of with just cause. First and foremost, of course, you have non-payment of rent. If you are ready to go forward with the non-payment, again, you're going to want to discuss with the landlord-tenant attorney, or if you're with a property management company like ours, hopefully they've already given all the proper notices. They already have the correct disclosures in the lease agreement, have the correct 3 days to pay or quit. If you are a private landlord here in California, talk to the landlord-tenant attorney, have them review the 3 day to pay or quit before you serve it, and they'll probably give you a little bit of a timeline on what you could expect. Evicting based off of non-payment is something that's not happened a lot during the CTRA period. You might be a little backed up depending on what county court system you're filing in. Other just cause items that you might evict on, and again, this is for the TPA, Tenant Protection Act properties, would be for a clear violation of the lease, or a very provable illegal criminal activity, something that's creating a nuisance for the neighborhood. And in both of these cases, you're going to want to have pretty substantial proof to file, which again would be where your property manager could advise you, with the caveat that they are not landlord-tenant attorneys, caveat given to you right now, but they could advise you on what kind of documentation you might need if you actually have a case. But very, very important, if you do have a problematic tenant and you do feel that you are going to have to prove just cause, documentation. I hope this is helpful to you. It helps me vent a little bit. If you are looking for property management services so that you don't have to keep up with these ever-evolving California laws, our information, I'm sure, is going to be provided down below after the video. Easy to remember though. rentbenicia.com, or for your Vallejo needs, rentvallejo.com. Again, Derek here, man with Krystle Properties. I hope that you are watching this and not having to follow through with an eviction. If you are, you can always reach out to me, Derek at krystleproperties.com. I could certainly direct you towards a couple of good local landlord-tenant attorneys. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. And my phone number, if you need to reach out to me, 707-563-0424. Thanks so much.